Hey everybody, welcome back to Prepper Junkie. Today on the table we have a 6 Sauer P320 M18. This is the sidearm of one of the US military branches. Let's get this review started. Okay, so what does this P320 M18 come with? It comes with actually comes with 3 mags, comes with two 21 round mags. These are metal mags, they're made in Italy. I'm pretty sure they're Metcar mags. They make great mags for a lot of different companies, so don't worry about it. They are definitely good to go. And then it comes with a flush fitting 17 round mag, so let's just show you. Flush fitting, whoops. And then your extended mag like so, and it comes with a SIG hard case as you expect, and a gun lock and user manual and things like that. Okay, I think what's best is if I change this camera angle around, we'll put this down on the table to give you a nice close look up at the gun, and we'll go over what makes it just so very cool in my opinion. All right, so let me change the camera angle around and I'll be right back with you. All right, let's take a nice close look up at this gun. Let's take out the mag. We are clear. So yeah, let's go over the outside. Obviously, let's start down at the grip here. It's usually where we start. You do have some nice SIG Sauer branding right here, and you do have some nice texturing, pretty aggressive texturing all the way around on the grip like so. Moving up, you do have your mag release right here. It does have some serrations on there, and you can switch it to the other side if you wish, making it, for your left-hander shooters. If you want to switch that over, you can. Moving up, you do have this nice little thumb kind of groove right here. So I have medium-sized hands. I feel like the grip is maybe just slightly too big for me. But again, if the really cool thing about these guns is just the sheer modularity of them. If you don't like something, switch it out, and we'll go over it and show you how to do that. But getting like a new frame for the gun, there's different frames out there, and yeah, there's just so many different options. So yeah, the gun, it fits pretty good, but I would say maybe just a smidgen too big for my hand. And then you have the nice little thumb groove right here, so you can get a nice purchase on the gun. Sometimes I'll rest my thumb on that safety, just so I can get a bit more of a grip on it. So moving up to that safety, and speaking of that safety, it is completely ambidextrous on both sides like so. Now, I typically don't really like safeties on my guns. It's just a personal preference thing. You might like them, but because this is the clone of the M18 that the military uses, that's why it has the safety in here, because they do have it on theirs. You do have a ambi slide lock also, right here and here. And this is your takedown lever. We'll go over that in just a little bit more detail in just a second. And then we have a 1913 pick rail right here. It's not proprietary or anything like that. So on your typical lights and lasers, whatever you want to add, will go on there just fine. You do have a bit of a beaver tail here and a groove, a finger groove cut out under the trigger guard here. So again, just kind of improving that grip with your thumb groove right there to make a good purchase on the gun. Moving up to the slide, this is actually a PVD finish, and it's actually on a stainless steel slide. So if the finish starts to wear off, it is stainless steel, so you shouldn't have any problems with rusting or anything like that. And you do have obviously serrations at the front back. If you're looking to press check or rack the gun or whatever you're looking to do, they're not super aggressive, but you can definitely get a nice grip on them, no problems whatsoever. Moving up to the top, we do have an optics ready cutout right here. And one thing you're going to notice is, well, 2 things. One is the rear sights are attached to this. So when you take this off, you're going to lose that rear sight. And the second thing is you don't see the screws up here. It's because the screws are underneath in the slide. And we'll show you that in just a second. So there is your slide. Now let's go to the sights. Front sight there, I'm not sure if you can tell, it's actually a white sight. I can pick it up pretty well. I would have liked the X-ray sights on here, that green sight that they run on a lot of the other pistols. It's just easier to pick up, but it's not bad at all. And then these are night sights, and they do glow green. in the dark. So it's nice that they're upgraded to night sights right out of the box. Now you're going to notice what looks like, this is the serial number, and it looks like it's part of the frame, but it's not, and I'll show you that in just a second. It's one of the things that makes this a very, very cool gun. Now let's go over the trigger. The trigger pull comes in at about 5.5 pounds, done it a couple of times, so I'm getting about an average of 5.5 pounds, but let's go over the trigger feel. So you get a little bit of take up, and it feels like you're at a pretty solid wall, but there's just a little bit more take up past that, and you heard that thunk, and the thunk kind of reminds me of the P365. It's not as pronounced as a thunk in a P365. It does feel a little better, but it definitely has kind of a thunk. It would have been nicer if it was a little crisper, but it's a polymer gun, and triggers are not known to be awesome. But let's do a little bit, see what the reset's like. You got a little bit of let out, just a little bit, and then a very positive and tactile reset. And I did notice when I was shooting that I could definitely feel it and hear it. So I do like the reset on this a lot. And then your thunk, and let's try that reset again. Very nice indeed. Right out of the box, I do believe this is a better trigger than the Glock, but I haven't broke this trigger in to see how good it's going to feel after a little while. But I think right out of the box, it's definitely better feeling than a Glock trigger. All right, so let's go ahead and show you how to take this gun down. It's pretty similar to just pretty much any other SIG. Pull the slide back, lock it back. If you have a mag in here, you're gonna have to take it out because you won't be able to turn this lever if you don't. And it's like so. And then you're just gonna let that slide go forward. We're gonna go over the frame in just a second. And now here's the two screws I was telling you about for the optic on the top. So that you would take these screws out to take that plate off and put your optic on. And then we have a dual capture spring right here for the guide rod and the spring. And then we have the barrel here. The barrel is 3.9 inches. And the overall length of the gun is 7.5 inches. Now, this is what makes, for me, again, the gun so cool, right? So typically the serial number would be on the frame of your pistol in a lot of cases, but it's not the case with this lure. So I just like to use this plastic piece. We'll pop out the takedown lever, and it comes out. You're gonna pull up here, and you're just gonna pop out your fire control unit. That is how easy it is to take this gun down. Now, this is actually the serial number right here, and that's the part you see through on the frame. So this is the part that's actually registered. So you can take this out and you can buy frames. There's different frames. I know Wilson Combat does frames and different things like that. And you can literally, as long as you have this, you can put it together any gun that you want. There's a lot of aftermarket parts for these P320s. Now again, I think if you're buying this particular model, that you like the fact that it's a military clone and you want it to be correct. So chances are you're probably going to keep it this way. But this goes for any P320. This is your fire control unit, and you can switch this out to anything you want, making it very, very cool. And I like to describe it as the AR-15s of the pistol world, because there's so much that you can do to these P320s. Very, very cool indeed. I believe it was one of the requirements by the military. It had to be modular. So if you think about it, if somebody breaks their frame, their lower receiver, then all the armorer needs to do is pop out this fire control unit, stick it in another one, and you're good to go. So very, very smart, very thought out. I do like that a lot. To put it back together, just go in reverse and you're good to go. All right, folks, we're back together. Let's talk about shooting. Shooting was good. Right out of the box, I was shooting a little low and to the left, actually. You've probably seen it in the video that I showed you. So for example, I was shooting a little low and left. Every time I get a new gun, it's always a little bit of a learning curve to see how the gun shoots, the feel of it and things like that. And then I have to kind of adjust. That's why it's kind of important when you get a firearm that you like and you just train with that, because you'll get used to the gun and you know how it shoots and things like that. I'm constantly changing guns for reviews. I'm constantly relearning how to shoot that particular pistol. Now, once I got used to it a little bit, these are the first couple of mags. I started getting my groupings. These are about 10 yards, and you can see here, this was one of the first mags that I was pulling low and to the left, and I reused this just a little bit later. And you can see as I was getting more used to the gun, that my groupings were getting a little better, and I was getting a little more on target. So the gun definitely is accurate, probably more accurate than I am. Again, I was about 300 rounds through it, and the more I shot it, the more accurate I was getting with it. Again, just be training with your guns and working on that. But yeah, it's a really nice gun right out of the box. It's got a lot of really cool features. I keep saying that modularity. The modularity on these is freaking awesome. It's like the AR-15 of pistols, right? Because there's so much that you can change out on this if you don't like it. Now, again, I think if you're typically buying one of these guns, you're buying it because you probably like the fact that it's a U.S. military, you know, based on the U.S. military guns, right? So I think if you're buying this, you won't be disappointed. Again, a lot of cool features, optics ready. It's got the sights on here, are, you know, already upgraded. So yeah, cool gun indeed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it.